What horror story can you tell us? I moved into my new apartment a week ago, thrilled to finally have a place of my own. It was a quiet building, mostly older folks, which suited me just fine. On my first night, I noticed a faint scratching sound coming from the wall behind my bed. I figured it was just the pipes settling or maybe a mouse in the walls, so I ignored it. The scratching continued each night, growing a little louder and more erratic. I mentioned it to my neighbor, Mrs. Peterson, but she dismissed it as old building noise. I decided to investigate on my own. Late one night, I pressed my ear to the wall to locate the source of the sound. It was a rhythmic scratching, almost like something trying to communicate. I couldn't make out any pattern, but it sent shivers down my spine. By the fourth night, the scratching turned into a low, moaning sound. It was coming from the same spot in the wall. I couldn't sleep with that haunting noise, so I grabbed a flashlight and my tools and decided to open the wall. I carefully cut away a section of the drywall and shined my flashlight into the dark space. The beam caught something that made my heart skip a beat. Long strands of hair tangled around a jagged piece of metal. I reached in with a gloved hand and gently pulled, expecting it to be some kind of insulation or debris. What I uncovered was the mummified remains of a person, wedged between the wall studs. The hair was still attached to the scalp, and the face, though withered, was contorted in a silent scream. I stumbled backward, my flashlight flickering in my trembling hands. I called the police, and they cordoned off the area. As they carried the remains out of the building, Mrs. Peterson approached me. Her voice was low and eerily calm as she said, "I wondered when you'd find her. She was the last tenant, you know. No one ever figured out how she got stuck in there." She walked away, leaving me in stunned silence. I looked back at my apartment, at the gaping hole in the wall. The scratching had stopped, but I knew I'd never be able to sleep there again.